live by. And I just started wanting to be a better human being. And that's where the military came in to play. And, and even when I joined the military, I didn't score well on ASVABs. I'm not real smart with book studies. It doesn't mean people
Yeah.
are intelligent, but just in different ways. And even when I went there, I didn't, Navy SEAL, I had no clue what it was. I was looking here. I looked in the Air Force first. They're like, you don't have the aptitude test. So I went to the Navy and I saw this fucking pamphlet for Navy SEALs. And I was like, dude, I want to do that. That was the hardest thing in the world to do. It's like, I need that. That's what I need. I didn't want it. I needed it. And the recruiters are the ones that are supposed to sell you. He was like, yeah, you'll never make that. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah, really? Shit.
and that's where I kind of stemmed off with the, from the Attack the Hill we'll talk about. But I have an internal dialect, which is, no offense, it's fuck it, fuck you. But I say that to myself, like, fuck it, man. I can do this. Fuck you. To myself,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can, yeah. And I just did it, and it wasn't easy. I had to retake, I didn't have the scores to become a Navy SEAL, but I joined the Navy anyway, knowing that I was going to be a SEAL. And you have to take this aptitude test. It's the ASVAB, and you have to get combined scores on things. And the moral to the story of this is never give up on yourself. I took it the first time, bombed it. They said, hey, you can take it again in like 6 months, or I think it was a year later. I took it again, and you have to have two like mathematics and some type of mathematics and a mechanical together. They have to combine a certain score. Second
Okay.
time I took it, I missed it by 1 fucking point. Everybody told me to give up. Everybody told me to quit. And I just said, fuck it, fuck you, I'm not. But what I did different is I asked for external help, right? Before I just was reading. So then
Yep.
I reached out to my command and said, listen, I'm not giving up. This is my dream. I have to do this. Luckily, I was a squared away guy and they liked me and they supported me and I took some classes. True story. And this is what I love. And to this day, I still don't know. I love telling the story. I have to give him credit. A gentleman by the name of YN1 Conklin. I was just like a E1 or 2. He was an E6.
Okay.
And the third time that I took it, he was helping me. I remember he was sitting in his desk. And he was reading a paper. And I'm standing there, and just hanging out. And he's like, how do you think you did? He doesn't even look up at me. I said, I don't know. I'm scared shitless. And there's just like this pause. It felt like it went on forever. And he goes, you passed. And the first thing I did was I went, what's my score? And I'll never forget this. He looked up at me and he goes, Ray, it doesn't matter what your score is. It matters what you do with your life now. Until this day, he still won't tell me what I got. Obviously, I
Oh,
probably just squeak fucking by. But you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what? That's all I needed. So I owe it all to him. Everybody's like, oh, it's on you. But him not telling me, and by him not telling me and then telling me that is, I think, what my fuel was, right?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
always used to try to do things to prove people wrong. He's the one guy that told me you need to do things to prove yourself right. And I did, man. I
Yeah.
took it and ran with it. Fuck that.
Yeah.